Hey tubers, sorry I didn't turn this on. Been in here for, well, I gotta say at least 4 hours. So that's the time. It's Thursday, April 30th. That's the temp. And ASIC Eric, he's doing a second gen Camaro, but he gave me an idea. I was kicking it around, and he said, split the difference rather than taking it all at once. It's like a 2 inch, almost a 2 1/4 inch. Sit there and get this flush. So what I did is I made, you can see it here, cardboard strips at 1 1/8 inches. And granted, they're not the sturdiest things in the world, but that doesn't look half bad. But then you got to remember the heater controls are going to be down here. So I don't know. And then you got to fill this gap here, and then this on this side here. So yeah, we're going to do something with these here. Yeah. Wonder if we can pound those back in or heat them up or do something. Maybe cut them out. Do something. But those are going to have to go. So there's, let's see, plan A was flush on the bottom and tilt back on the top. Plan B was flush on the top, tilt out on the bottom, and plan C is 50-50. So what I'm going to do now is I'll take these pieces of cardboard off, and I'll put on the 2 1/8 one, and I can just flip it around, and we'll look at that and see what that looks like. So when I get ready, more in a minute. Alright, here's plan A, or position A. It's flush with the top, comes out, and you can see how far, oh man, you can see how far it comes out. So more and more I like it. I'm thinking more and more I'm looking at this, I'm thinking I like Eric's suggestion. Seems to be fits the mold pretty good. Let's see what position B is, or plan B. Hang on. Alright, position B, which is flush on the bottom. This is just set in here, so it could fall any minute. But flush on the bottom and going in on the top. Look at this wide. We'd have to gap, we'd have to fill. Yeah. So this is position B, plan B. Flush on the bottom and pushed in on the top. So, okay, more in a minute. And then this is position C, or plan C, the one ASIC Eric gave me. And I'm liking that a lot. I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit more of a pain to fill in the sides, rather than just cutting one big triangle piece. You got two little ones here and here, and here and here, so it's going to be a little bit more of a pain, but I think the look is, because see down there, you're not out that much. So I don't know. I think this one's going to be it. So I'm going to load this up. I'm going to see what everybody else has to say. In the meantime, I'm going to cut this out of 16 gauge. The dash itself is either 18 or 20 gauge, and I can't find any 18 or 20 gauge. There is a steel shop on the east side of town that I sent them a questionnaire on 18 gauge, but if not, the 16 gauge will work be more than adequate for it. Let me pull this back out. Gotta love cardboard for mocking up. Making a big Z. But yeah, we'll get precise measurements. But I went out and got a brand new piece of 16 gauge here, so it's not like a 16 gauge wouldn't work. So I'm going to load this up. I want everybody's opinion. You got position A, position B, or position C. I myself are going towards position C, and I want to thank you, Eric, for that idea. But I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. I've been drawing everything up and figuring out everything, so yeah, I can sit there and cut these off, but I think we can sit there. I think we can do it 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch. I don't know. I'm going to play with this. These are 1 1/8 wide, because all I did was when I drew it up, I took this dimension here, because this is it splitting, and I just measured this because this is the scale, and this line here represents this, and then these are the cardboard pieces, and that's what. So yeah, I think the inch, we'll just do I think that's going to do it, because what I'll do is I'll make this out of the 16 gauge along with this, and then I'll weld these up out here, and then I'll slide it in as a unit and then weld it into the dash. But yeah, so before I really start rambling on, I'd like to hear from everybody out there. What position A, B, or C, or plan A, B, or C, and let me know. I want to thank everybody for watching, subscribing, and of course leaving comments. And we'll be putzing on this. I'm going to take my time. It's going to be right, and it's going to look good. Otherwise, I'm just not going to do it. So we're just going to see how it's going to work out, and hopefully it'll fit and it'll come all together. But I'm thinking C's the best. So, and I'm babbling on. Thanks, everybody. Later.